South Korea gets its first female president and completes a clean sweep of new leaders in East Asia. But do fresh faces in South Korea, Japan and China add up to a fresh start for the region or a blast from the past? Let's get straight to Tara in Hong Kong. What does the new trio mean for the region, Tara?
Well, as you say, a new trio across the region. And don't forget that we have a relatively new leader in North Korea as well, and new leadership in China. Here are some of the key themes that people are watching for. North and South Korea. Already the president-elect of South Korea coming up with tough words against North Korea. And one area people are watching in particular is a possible currency battle between South Korea and Japan, two major manufacturers that want to keep their economies ticking and their currencies low. So that'll be a really interesting area to watch. And of course, there's the island disputes in North Asia, which are only heating up with rising nationalism in China. So tough words are expected there, and that will go into 2013 for sure.
All right. Can't let you go without talking about the Bank of Japan this week. More stimulus overnight. Is that part of the Abe effect?
It is, but what we saw today, the third round of stimulus in 4 months, people are calling it pretty much underwhelming in terms of what we saw. Interesting that the Bank of Japan came out unanimously with this decision, but people were really looking for something about Abe's 2% inflation target, and the Bank of Japan backed away from any commitment from that so far today. They're pushing it into early next year. There was one comment from an economist that was interesting, though. There is some worry that the Bank of Japan is going to lose their independence in all of this. After all, Abe's not even in office yet, and already he's pushing the Bank of Japan very hard. So that being watched as well. Interesting times there.
OK, Tara, many thanks. Other headlines on Reuters this morning. Hopes for a deal on the fiscal cliff are fading again. Republicans will today put their own plan to a vote in Congress. Dubbed Plan B, it concedes to tax hikes for those on incomes over $1 million. But even Republican lawmakers are divided over whether to support the bill, and President Obama says he'll veto it even if it passes. Otherwise, Italy has a likely date for its next election. President Giorgio Napolitano indicating that a poll will probably be held February 24th. The big question now is whether current Prime Minister Mario Monti will run. Monti says he won't make any decision until Parliament is resolved. Let's get straight to Tobias Blattner, European economist, Daiwa Capital Markets. Morning to you, Tobias.
Good morning.
Let me ask you a general question. Possible election in Italy late February. A looming constitutional crisis in Spain over the Catalan referendum. Greece a little bit calmer for now. As we head into 2013, what's your gut feeling on Europe?
Well, I think certainly we are somehow, looking at a divine picture in a way. I think we have the ECB's threat working really, even more than expected in the markets, keeping the yields down. Whatever happens, I think the reassignment of Prime Minister Monti early in December, was so far the strongest test that we had to see how far investors would go within that new ECB cocoon that we are trading in with right now. But you see, it's very, very stable. Yields are falling. Yesterday, yields in Italy have fallen to the lowest level since December 2010, despite, all the risks that you just mentioned that we have, ahead of the, very, very crucial poll in Italy in February next year. And I think also the pact that we have now between these two largest party in Catalonia, that they want to go ahead, push for the referendum in early 2014. All of these are major risks for the euro area, but I think you can't and you don't see them right now in the markets because the ECB's bubble, if you wish, is really working.
European consumer confidence numbers out today, one of very few bits of data out. Expectation?
Slightly better, I think. We have seen the PMIs coming out better. We have seen the IFO coming out better. I think all of that, we've probably reached the trough in terms of sentiment, in October, November. And now we will likely see a gradual, but I think very, very slight improvement in sentiment in the euro area in the course of the next month.
And then to finish up, fiscal cliff, the action shifts to the floor of the House, as I said just a while ago. Fractures within the Republican Party, it seems, as well. Where's this going, do you think?
Well, last-minute deal, and I think it will come. It has to come. Very, very difficult to see exactly now where the limits are for each of the parties, but I'm sure we're going to find a deal, and we're going to have some sort of fiscal tightening in the US, but nothing, in the terms of the 5% that would mean the fiscal cliff, probably something around 1.5% of GDP.
Tobias, thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.
That's it for now. I'll leave you with some pictures of a destination you might want to consider for a day trip tomorrow. The world ends Friday, if you believe some interpretations of the Mayan calendar. But some believers say the French village of Bukhara will be spared Armageddon. Hotels in the area reportedly fully booked. So, too late, I'm afraid. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.